Welcome back, guys. Hello.
Hi.
Another episode of Comic Shop Talk. This is going to be... That was really low. It didn't even register on the thingy. This is going to be a part two episode because we didn't have Jake or Ben here last week. And I feel like there was a lot of stuff we kind of glazed over and rushed through.
You had Ella. Ella knows that. Ella knows all.
Yeah, but we had Ella for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, she came in. She busted in at the last minute, Kool-Aid Man style.
At the turn of the tide. But I am Jose. I am here with Tyler, with Jake, and Benji.
That's me.
Sweet. Okay, so real quick, I know we mentioned a bunch of stuff that might not be common knowledge for a lot of people. Like, we kept saying key issue, and we never said what a key issue was.
Google it.
Google it. Look it up.
Ask Jeeves.
Anyway, tune in next time. So that's just like an issue with like significance. It could be a first appearance, second appearance, a cameo, which is
more sought after than your standard back issue.
It can be something as simple as an iconic cover, something that gets homaged or homaged time and time again. Those are the issues that hold value.
First appearances.
Death of whoever. Cameo appearances can be keys too, but usually not as...
for major characters, for sure.
Yeah. But not typically as sought after as like a first full appearance. So cameo could just be like a silhouette or like a single panel of a character before they like fully show up.
Well, you could argue a lot of the what they call cameos as full appearances because there's like the person's entire body and they state their name. And
there's a whole discourse on what is an actual cameo versus what Key Collector, the website that sort of catalogs all that stuff, what they classify as a...
We're beholden to whatever weird stockbroker, comic book buyer, rich people have told us is the set standard.
And the most notorious one is Wolverine's first appearance.
Wolverine and Red Sonja's is pretty similar. It's like they step up, they're in multiple panels.
They yell who they are.
They yell their name. It's like, okay, that is a full appearance.
I subscribe to the 1990s Marvel trading cards. They would, on the back, they would say what the first appearances were, and so that's what I use. Wolverine's is listed as 180.
Oh.
Which is like now sort of is predominantly thought of as a cameo. 181 is
that came from Marvel.
Yeah,
the
that's
source.
from the source.
That's from the source.
Stan the Man. And I think we threw around CGC a lot, but that's just the industry standard for comic rating.
That's the company that
it's basically Frisbee for Flying Disc, where Frisbee is a brand.
Right.
Next,
Q-Tip. What else? Keep going.
I mean, we all did one, so.
Yeah, it's kind of a
I think that we kind of crushed
I thought
it.
we could have done two, but okay. We were talking about how there are very, very few comics, like single issues, that actually are considered keys in relation
compared
to the amount that were printed. And you made a quick little joke about 90s comics. You're like, oh, your 90s comics won't put your family through college.
Yeah.
That's because they're super mass-produced. They were way overprinted. Like, Death of Superman, even though it is one of the most, like, historical moments in comics, I mean, everyone bought, like, 10 copies of that book.
There's people with storage units full.
Yeah.
At one point, like, not so distantly, we had 28 copies in the store.
Yeah. That's...
in the dollar bin.
In the dollar bin. I saw somebody walk out, like, fill a bag, because we do the fill a bag for $10, and somebody had put, like, 5 or 6 of them in the fill a bag, and I was just like, don't do this again.
And they
like,
still lost
they
money.
Already tried this.
It's getting worse. That and like Spawn #1 we get, which
Spawn #1 is a minor key. That
It holds some value.
It does. But I think when people
chill, Jose.
Dude, no.
Yeah, what do you hate Spawn for, dude?
I don't hate Spawn.
Is this because you hate Todd McFarlane?
I do not hate Todd
McFarlane.
I do
box him.
I do not hate him, but I would.
Brazilian jiu-jitsu him.
Stop trying to box. Stop trying to Muay Thai old men.
I'm not going to stop. I would respectfully fight him, but I don't hate him. Jeez.
Sorry, that went the rails.
Yeah, you only fight who you love.
Yeah, exactly. Fight who you love.
I like that. Ben, step up.
Oh damn! But yeah, they're extremely mass printed. Even a lot of stuff today is heavily printed. Oh,
I mean, print runs now are like
Printers are pretty small.
pretty small compared to
the 90s.
the 90s, but
For sure. And
comparatively, probably to the readership, there is a fair amount.
that's
But-
another...
Say readership in parentheses because you're talking about collectorship.
Yeah.
Is also the biggest
Yeah.
factor on that.
That factors into being a key issue, too. Low print runs can sometimes just become... Like, a low-printed comic can become sought after just because it was...
Because I think we're actually past the collector state that we were in for a while there and back to where it's mostly readers that are buying comics, or at least like collectors who want to own those comics and not invest in them. I think you are seeing, like, you're seeing new issues start to become valuable again because they're actually, the supply and demand have hit the right marks to where, like, Batman #1 is now a sought after comic, not a key issue
Right.
necessarily,
What people want.
Yeah.
but people want it, and
Ultimate
it's making
Spider-Man
it
#1.
Yeah,
Well, and it used to be that like the rarer variants would be more sought after, but now it is the A covers. People want the A cover for Ultimate
Yeah.
Spider-Man more than the 1 in 25, 1 in 50. That's more expensive, which didn't happen even a couple years ago.
I think that's... It's so funny right now with DC. A covers are more valuable for certain books. And you can find the same issue, like an issue 1 of whatever, or like a variant of that issue for cheaper than the A cover, but the A cover is inside the variant. Fun fact if you didn't know. That's so funny. I just think it's
So funny.
so funny because the variant would be $15 and like the A cover will be $50.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
Just rip the
Just
rip the jacket off.
it's inside 2 for the price of less than 1. And I briefly mentioned we're not like guaranteeing condition over here at Part 1. Like if you buy a book off of our website, that's not to say that we're sending like beat books. If a book arrives damaged, we report it through the distributors and they either replace it or credit us back if they're unable to replace
or
it.
tell us to kick rocks.
They oftentimes tell us to kick rocks.
We just do that for fun though, anyway, so it's fine.
Dude,
Yeah, so
kicking
egg on
rocks
their
is
face.
top notch.
Have you tried it?
Yeah, obviously.
Pretty sick.
You ever tried to
We
read
have a-
comics
Oh, no,
while
it's not
kicking
a-
rocks?
We have a rock kicking after work. This is going to be so much fun.
We go down to the quarry and just have a
The haunted quarry.
of course, with werewolves.
I did not know there was werewolves there. I would not be attending.
Well, I mean, we usually did before
Before the
Yeah,
sundown.
we don't
Yeah.
go there on a full moon.
No,
Oh,
we
you
don't
know,
go to no.
Sage is just the primary concern when it comes to werewolves for me.
I'm allergic.
I'm allergic to werewolf dander.
They're not hypoallergenic
They are
werewolves. And if it's an older issue, if it's like super beat, if it's been in the back issues for a couple of years, and it's like truly hammered.
Then they send it over to Part 2 where we truly don't guarantee condition.
If it was bought online, if it's like in really rough shape, we can usually like reach out and let people know, like send them a picture and take it from there. But we're not just like sending folded comics.
I'm going to start sufficiency. Put it in an envelope.
That's true.
Just like
Save on
that's
shipping.
how Marvel used to send their subs out in the 70s.
That's true.
3 months ago, we sold a folded comic for like $1,700.
It was so cool.
It was awesome.
It was so
Folded in
cool.
half.
Happened to be the first appearance of the Punisher, but
Yeah, that's just what it was.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, can you not read this because there's a fold in it?
Anyway, we're saving you on shipping costs, so you're welcome. Did you guys listen to the podcast?
I did.
You did.
Yeah. A lot of distasteful
What
jokes. A lot of distasteful jokes.
Was there anything on there as I mean, you're pretty much there like 90% of the time working.
80%
now,
of the
80% of the time. My bad.
82%.
Probably.
70.
Say
We were like 79.
Yeah,
Part
yeah.
1 on Tuesdays, and I'm Part 2 Wednesday through Saturday. So my 5 days of the week, I
We're like
spend 4 of them.
82.3% of the time, but okay. Do you want to talk about the trading, selling process?
Yeah, we can get into that a little bit.
Let's do it.
All right. We know that it's difficult for people to let go of stuff at times, and or sometimes you have an idea of what you have, and we have to break the news to you that it might not be what you think it is. And that
Sometimes we get to break the news to them that it's way
really
better than what
cool.
I thought it
Yeah.
was, and that's the greatest.
yeah, but we try to make it as easy as possible, as comfortable as possible. But a lot of times it is just an uncomfortable process for some people, and we hate to see that, but we do try to make it as like transparent as possible. and try to give people as good of an experience of releasing your collection as we can. And that's kind of what keeps part 2 like constantly evolving and rotating, is just all the people bringing in their stuff. And so it's like almost every day there's something new to check out over there, and some new stuff rolling in, and we're changing cubes out. And so even like when I'm not there for 2 days over my weekend, I come back and Tyler's picked up 2 or 3 collections and put them all out. And so I even have new stuff to look at if I've not been there for 2 days.
Yeah, and it can definitely be hard letting go of stuff you've had for a while, especially if you had it like growing up. But I've I don't know, recently started thinking of it as like giving it new life. I no longer, it's I feel sad just kind of having it in a box or like tucked away in a closet somewhere. So selling it or giving it away, doing whatever with it, just kind of means someone else is going to find joy out of it. And maybe by the time they stop finding joy in it, they'll give it to the next person. And I think that's
it's all part of the life cycle.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty sweet.
And we base, like when we're purchasing stuff, we base it on, our percentages can slide. And it kind of depends on how quickly we think we can sell something. I mean, if we get a key issue like we're talking about, I know that I can pay more for that because I know I can move it like within the week.
Yeah.
And
there's more people looking for that stuff.
Yeah.
And
People will literally, like, if we post pictures of key issues, they'll literally come to the store. If you just post a box of comics, that's not bringing people to the door. So it's it's great to have extra stock, but there is a different weight on being able to say, like, hey, we just got in these books that you're probably going to want to look at, and they do come and look at them.
Yeah, and then the other hand, as I heard you guys were talking about me and my smoldering mound.
Yeah, dude. Which, funny, you brought it with you today, and it's hard to move in
Everyone,
here.
this is not true.
It's crazy.
This is extremely untrue.
We're elbow deep in smoldering mounds.
But, like, it's a cool thing, but, like, it's going to take a very specific person to come in and be like, I'm going to drop $20 on the smoldering mound. And so, like,
it's the shambling mound.
Shambling mound.
Yeah, see,
You just did that to make it seem like you're like, what is it? It's the
I guess it's kind of cool. I'll buy it.
But yeah,
I have absolutely no idea what you guys are talking about.
It's this.
It's
looks
a
like
D&D
man
figure
thing.
from the
He's
80s
like this big. It
called
looks
the
like
Shambling Mound.
Yeah, and it's the dumbest
Ella was
thing.
like mystified by it last week.
Like, Ella just walks up and like looks
Wait,
at it.
Is it like a mound or is it a person?
It's a monster from D&D. It's called the Shambling. It's just like a.
It's just a grass monster.
Yeah.
But Ella walks up and sees it and just grabs a $5 sticker and puts it on, and I just started laughing. I was like, "What?" I was like, that's actually like, if you look that up, it's like $25 on eBay right now. And I was like, no way. I was like, look it up. It's Dungeons and Dragons Shambling Mound. And I was just like shaky handed pulling the $5 sticker off of it. Could not believe it was worth more than $5.
That's so funny. Dude, she was mystified by the Shambling Mound.
I'm heading straight to part 2 after this to look at the Shambling Mound. I'm excited.
For the PC, for the collection. You earlier mentioned, Tyler, you mentioned newsstand versus oh my god, what's the alternative? Direct. I know these things. See, this is why I work at part 1.
Direct, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, we are the direct market. I know you wanted to talk about it earlier, touch on it, explain why.
I love talking about it.
Dude, you love talking about that stuff.
Every day
can't
I
get
walk
me
in
to
the
shut
door
up
and
about
Tyler's
it.
like, can I tell you a new thing I learned about newsstand versus direct?
Well, so traditionally, back in the day, comics were available at the newsstand only. And then in the 70s, mid-70s, late 70s is when comic shops started opening. Distribution models changed. So they would print essentially two versions of a comic. There'd be the newsstand, which would go to like your spinners at grocery stores and convenience stores and news agents in like New York City and that kind of stuff. And then direct editions would go to comic stores, and those, there'd be usually a different, like a symbol of Spider-Man for Marvel stuff, or like a bat signal for DC. They would change periodically or whatever. And then the newsstand would have a barcode. And there's a thought, or a school of thought within certain people in the collecting community, where the newsstand is more sought after because the print runs were smaller towards the end of that run, or like in the 80s, 90s, and they were more beat up because they were on spinner racks and stuff. So
they're also generally returnable, I think. where like
so they're just maybe are less out in the wild.
So like after 2 months on the rack, they get picked up and taken back, and they strip the cover off of the thing and get their money back for the setup. So they're less.
Yeah, but they were printed at the same time. It's essentially just the corner box is slightly different, and then the bottom corner where the barcode is on the newsstand is slightly different on the direct. So those do command a higher price if you have that barcode in a certain era. For me, it really only is cool if it is in high grade. If you have a newsstand copy and it's a mid grade, it still is technically more valuable. But where it is, like where the cool factor for me is when you get a 9.8 newsstand versus a 9.8 direct. Mm-hmm. The 9.8 is the sort of the highest grading standard or whatever.
Yeah, 10s aren't real.
Well, that's a whole other thing. But so that's like if you have a lower grade newsstand. Doesn't excite me that much, I guess. So that's my hot take.
I like it.
That's newsstand versus direct.
Sick. And sometimes.
And they stopped printing newsstands in 2011, I think 2012. So there were a few keys that there are newsstands for, like the first appearance of Miles Morales, which the newsstand has a super low print run. The value of that is predominantly higher than the standard edition because there are so few newsstands of the first appearance of Miles Morales versus like a Venom, Amazing Spider-Man 300. Mm-hmm. There's maybe not an equal number of newsstand and direct, but there's way more newsstands than.
Yeah, and sometimes those keys can end up in people's collection. They think they have something worth significantly more, and they find out that it's the direct one instead of the newsstand.
Yeah,
that can affect the bottom line. How have you guys, in particular, Jake and Ben? How has, I guess, your ability to price things changed since opening part 2? Because I know you Jake, do like significantly less, and Ben, you didn't for a while too, and you had to jump back into it.
I've lost all confidence in my ability to price things. Mm-hmm. I mean, not that I couldn't figure that out.
Right.
It's just like
the market's changed so much in the last couple of years too, where stuff that was crazy valuable. Mm-hmm. Even 2 years ago is... There
was just a point where I could go through a box of comics and get a rough estimate in my head real quick, and that doesn't exist for me right now. Like my grading ability, I question like crazy. When you kind of get into the flow of it again, because I did something a while back, like you kind of pick it back up a little bit, but it's not like riding a bike. You have to relearn, I think, regularly. If you're out of practice,
consistency definitely helps.
Yeah,
where you're in it day in, day out.
Yeah, I'd say, like, once I was predominantly over at part 2, it probably took me, like, a month plus to get back into the swing of it. Mm-hmm. Just, like, to get back into it confidently. You could look up anything and you can figure it out, but then it's an issue of, like, how confident are you in what price you're putting on it. Like, are you paying attention to the finer details? And so it took me a little bit to get back into it, but pretty fully involved in it now, where I can more easily pull the random keys. Like going through a box, I was flipping through, I was like, I swear this is worth something. And it was just like in a box that somebody had just been like, I just want $50 for the box. And it's like, okay, well, here you go, I can do that. It was just a bunch of older DCs, like some adventure comics, and I get to one and I was just like, man, I really feel like there's something in this, and pull it out, and it's the first General Zod, and I was like, okay, I remember that from like 8 years ago, but now I'll like not forget that going forward. And so there's just instances like that where I could have missed that, and I probably would have looked it up anyways, but we were kind of just flying through that box, and the rest of the box was just $3 to $5. Fun adventure comics, action comics from the 60s and 70s, but a lot of those just because of like how consistently they were printed and how little actually went on in those comics.
Yeah, they weren't introducing new characters as much.
No, so you just have a whole lot of $3 comics in that era, and you just pull out a random one, ends up being the first General Zod, but it's stuff like that where I think it's easier to miss stuff because you can look anything up and you can kind of compare stuff, find comparables, and show where you're getting your price from. But it's really just about recognizing what you should be spending your time on, and that was what was most difficult for me getting back into it. I was getting in the mindset of like where we can squeeze the most out of collections from and what we should be focusing on. And Tyler's absolutely fantastic at that. Like his brain works in a way that I don't think mine ever will, where he'll go through like 6 boxes and he's got a catalog of what's in those boxes. He's like, I think I can put a full set together of this.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, whoa, I didn't notice like 3 of those, and he's got a 1 through 50 in his head.
Yeah.
So he crushes with that stuff, and he really is like kind of a machine at that.
It helps that I collect a lot of comics myself. So.
Yeah, that does help. And I guess the last thing I want to talk about is what is the advantages, disadvantages of selling your collection yourself through whatever channels you guys can think of, eBay, Let Go, Facebook Market, all that stuff, or like versus selling it to.
There's one advantage, only one. You get more money. I can't think of a single other reason.
Yeah, the
it
disadvantage
takes way
is
more time.
You have to deal with people, which like we do that professionally. So like, I think for us when we're handling the questions about condition and people wanting deals, asking for discounts and stuff like that, like we do that every day. And so if we get that message on eBay, or if we get the message on Instagram or Facebook or through email, people are asking us to hold this and do this with it, and what's this, is it have every page, is it this, and it's just question after question after question. I think if that's not part of what you're used to doing, if it's not part of your profession, if it's something that you're just trying to casually do, it could get really annoying really fast. And I think it's very similar to if you look up Facebook Marketplace stories and just see kind of what people that are just like, I'm going to casually sell all these things that I have on Facebook Marketplace, and then they're just like, never mind, I don't want to deal with these people. Like,
no one responds back.
Yeah,
and
it's the faceless stuff on the eBays of the world where like, as someone who our eBay comes into my watch, I've been trying to figure out how to get it to not come into my watch, because it's just like a little landmine for me every day where I open it up and it's just, we put something up 20 minutes ago and somebody's like, will you take half the price that you're asking for this? And
we're already the lowest.
We're already the lowest. And it's just like me just trying not to be like, no, we won't take that. Like,
that's annoying. But people try to extort you on there. That's where the danger of this whole setup comes from, is if you don't know what you're doing and you don't know the product you're selling well, or are willing to put the time in, people will just take advantage of you because they know little ways to basically hit you with these questions and things that makes it so eBay just is like, hey, you need to refund this person.
Yeah, it sides with the buyer always.
Or you mail them something that's in perfect shape and they mail you back their broken one that they've got at the house, and you gotta figure out how to distinguish these things because there's a lot of bad people out there. The beauty of having a shop is that people are less bad when they're talking with you to your face. I mean, it's just different online. People treat it like it's just like eBay is just like Amazon, and Amazon is just like Walmart, and Walmart is just everything. All this stuff is stealable, and you don't have to feel bad.
You can absorb, like Amazon can absorb all kinds of like lost costs and all of that stuff, but
Amazon doesn't care, but they're screwing over their sellers constantly.
Yes, yeah.
So the sellers are like, people are stopping selling on there like crazy. I mean, it's just it's difficult to sell your own stuff. It can totally be done, but you basically have to be prepared to have a second job for a while.
And you have to know what you have.
Yeah.
You have to know a little bit about how to describe condition for comics and even for toys and stuff. I think it's a learning curve, and that we have the knowledge and we have the wherewithal to hold on to stuff if we need to, and build sets if we need to. Like we're not. I don't know. We're able to do a little bit of everything, I think, when it comes to selling and all of that.
Sweet.
It is sweet.
Very sweet. I think.
Very sweet, dude.
I think that's all the time we have. Unfortunate. We could talk all day. So let's do it.
No, we have to open in 10 minutes.
Okay, never mind.
8 minutes. Your computer's time is off.
Oh, your watch is
7
minutes.
minutes.
Super off. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, send us your questions, please. I think we're going to be opening a Discord channel. I think is the term. A Discord channel for the podcast, so we can share whenever we post a new episode, and so you guys can submit your questions through there, and I can organize them into a neat little thing, and then have an episode maybe where we answer a bunch of questions from there. Yeah. Answer everything from the same topic, or yeah, I don't know. But keep an eye out for that if you use Discord. And send us your questions, guys. We'll see y'all next week.